You told me before behind the scenes that Tupac and Bokeem Woodbine used to be in Harlem, and you said they used to buy something called Boy George. Tell me about that.
Well, everybody know Pac used to come in and out the bodegas, and he used to go to the weed spots and everything like that. But it's this one spot, it wasn't no weed spot. And when I said Boy George, I was talking about heroin. You understand? And and the spot was on 111th Street. Bokeem Woodbine used to come with Tupac, and he used to cop heroin, aka Boy George, off of Uncle P spot. Everybody know who I say when I say Uncle P. You know what I'm saying? God bless the dead. Used to get it from his spot. And I'm not trying to put Pac, I don't think Pac was using it, but I know for sure that they were buying it. Woodbine was buying it from one of my peoples from over on that block. So when I was talking to you about Boy George, I was saying heroin, and I don't know if people knew that's what I was talking about, but that's what I meant. It was heroin.
Right, so Tupac and Bokeem Woodbine, they used to be in Harlem buying heroin from a dude you know. Crazy, man. I never heard that one before, man. That's news to me.
What I told you, I said Pac used to be with Woodbine while he was copping the heroin from those spots over there.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. They did have a relationship, if I'm not mistaken, though. I think Bokeem Woodbine, he was in one of Tupac music videos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Yeah. And for a fact, that's factual. That's no ifs, ands, or buts or suppose. That's factual there.
Quad Studios, right? In our last interview, you was talking about that and how Puffy knew that Tupac was going to get dealt with at Quad Studios and how Andre Harrell didn't like Tupac. And how, Andre Harrell, he knew that Tupac was going to get dealt with at Quad Studios. And, you got some backlash a little. A lot of people were saying that it didn't make sense about, you saying that Andre Harrell didn't like Tupac because Andre Harrell was trying to get Tupac in his TV show, New York Undercover. But how you feel about that, man? People, trying to say that, you was incorrect about how Andre Harrell didn't like Tupac.
Bro, I don't know what you talking about, backlash. You talk about a bunch of clowns that's going by what they think and not being around and not knowing people directly. You understand? God forbid me, but this is my frat brother. My frat brother was Andre Harrell's driver, Bill Whitfield. Bill Whitfield was also a bodyguard for Michael Jackson, also Don King. You understand what I'm saying? And Miss Wallace. Do you hear me? He bodyguard Andre Harrell first, Miss Wallace second, Don King third, and then Michael Jackson. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's my frat brother. We go back. So when I'm telling you something, I know this personally, that Andre Harrell didn't like Pac. If he was getting Pac for that show, you understand? It was because the executive producers or the people around there wanted Pac for that show. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when I said that he was up there, anybody know Quad Studio ain't that big. Got a lot of different rooms, but it ain't that big. It ain't like you going to somewhere like, what's that, the Hit Factory or something like that. Do you hear me? So when they went up there to see Jimmy Henchman, 9 times out of 10, knowing Jimmy Henchman, knowing that Pop was running his mouth, Jimmy Henchman was telling them what was going on. Because there was no reason for Puff not to go in there and see Big and see C's or see anybody, even though it was a Junior Mafia session, if he was up in there. Like I said before, he was up there to spy on Big to see if he was working and writing the music for Junior Mafia and them. Andre Harrell may have been up there to catch up with Pac, but he got his own place. If Pac got representatives, why not have Pac come up there and to his office, Uptown Records or something like that? Let somebody know. And if he did come over there to see Pac, that's fine and good. It was because those folks wanted him to come see Pac, because they wanted Pac on the show. But he didn't like, look at what you call it, years later, I think it was Hip Hop Revolution. Look how he talked, look at his demeanor when he's talking about Tupac. The way he's talking about Tupac ain't somebody you love, admire, and you got admiration for. These clowns need to shut their mouth because they wasn't there and they ain't have nobody close right there. They always want to say, yo, my people told me, my people. Say who your people name was. Say who your people name was. I just told you, my people told me about the relationship and that Andre Harrell didn't like Pac like that. Just like he told me that and gave me a phone call when Puff told Ms. Wallace, I don't know who Gene Deal is. Bill told me. Bill was like, yo, Puff told Ms. Wallace is looking for you. The detectives told her that you was trying to help find Big's killer. You was the only one that's giving them the information. You understand? She want to talk to you, Gene. You want to talk to her? Yo, team, that's my frat brother, Bill. I'll talk to her. You understand what I'm saying? He driving this guy around every day. He's securing him every day. He would know if he liked Tupac or not. You got to understand, man, sometimes when you arrogant and then you got somebody, Puff didn't like him. If your man don't like him, or you got situations that, and I'm just speculating, you know, if my man don't like somebody, he expect me not to like him. Or if you find somebody that's in the business that's arrogant, could tell you, you know, Pac is the type of dude tell you go yourself. And he knew that those cats and everybody he was dealing with was robbing him. And Puff was Andre Harrell's protege, so he knew he was going to rob Big and the rest of them too. So if Pac is telling those dudes over there at Uptown Records to rob you and everything, that's going to get back to Andre Harrell. You understand? So they're going to feel a certain way. Because they're going to feel like, why can't they do you like the white man been doing? Because that's what they was doing. Puff said that himself. He said, I'm giving them the same deal that the white man giving them. Wrong, right, or indifferent. So now you got a dude like Pac speaking on stuff like that. You're not going to get this, you're not going to get that. You're going to rock. Excuse me, sorry about that. All right. You got people, you got Pac speaking on stuff like, yo, you go over there, they're going to rob you. You're not going to get your points. You're not going to get percentages. You understand what I'm saying? So if he's speaking on stuff like that and it gets back to Andre Harrell, why should he like Pac? Why should he like him? Pac told Big way before Andre Harrell released Big and them over there to Puff and them that they was going to rob him, they was going to give him a messed up contract. What happened? He got a messed up contract. That was one of the reasons why Suge Knight came over here to clear out and help everybody over here that had contracts from Uptown Records to make sure they get their money.